never slept in the living room again.
Hell no, I wouldn't either. I'm watching this and don't want to be in this room. Thank you very much. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Eclectic Beard Reactions. In honor of the fact that we've got we got 4 days till Halloween. So we're gonna start looking at some scary stories on the lead up to Halloween. Be honest with you, I'm not a horror buff whatsoever. A little bit of backstory about me: I grew up in an independent Baptist church, so my life was sheltered. So all the boogeyman stuff about like possessions and stuff like that, that kind of stuff just I don't care for that kind of stuff. So but we're gonna take a look at this stuff and hopefully I don't freak myself out just too much. Keep your recommendations coming. Before we go any further, like, subscribe, and notification bell. Let's go ahead and get into this.
In the spirit of Halloween, here are some of the scariest real-life stories submitted by Reddit users.
Oh, so these are Reddit stories. Oh boy.
So, I live in Eastern Oregon, and my mom lives in Western Oregon. I went to visit her for the summer, and she's very outdoorsy. So, we decided to take the 1-hour drive from her city to the coast. We ended up at this free campsite at the top of this hill, huge foothills of the coastline mountains, about a 25-minute drive from the top, where the campsite is, to the bottom, where the main road was. And we were the only campers there. We relaxed for the rest of the day, made food, etc. A truck full of men drive up the hill and talk with my mom. I don't know what about, wasn't suspicious at the time, and then they leave us. Fast forward to the middle of the night. I wake up to my mom sitting straight up in the tent. I wake easily, so I heard her gasp and it woke me. As soon as she saw I was awake, she put her hand over her mouth, because I was starting to ask her what's wrong. It was dead silent, and all of a sudden, you hear footsteps right beside the tent.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. That's why you don't go camping on a hill in the middle of absolutely no... It's the reason why God made hotels, daggone it. Just saying.
The little flap that covers the zipper was even moving. Thankfully, my mom has quick wits and said very loudly, "Kenny, grab the gun." Kenny is my dad, although that doesn't matter, and mind you, he was not there, just us girls, like I previously said. They left. No harm was done. Thank Lord for my mama.
No, see, that's a good way to take and get murderized. No.
When I was really little, my parents would let me stay up late on the weekends and watch TV until I fell asleep. I really loved these times, and I would stay up later than anybody else, just because I could.
Young kid, like to stay up late just because, like, yeah, this is going to be one of those stories of his eyes rolling in the back of his head. I can see it now.
Well, one night, I was almost asleep on the couch when I heard a noise on our front porch. It was the sound of our old-fashioned porch swing moving back and forth. I was a little scared, so I crept towards the bay windows of my living room and peeked out towards the porch. Sitting on my front porch swing was an older woman, probably in her 50s, wearing nothing but a nightgown covered in blood and holding a huge kitchen knife. I flipped out immediately and ran screaming into my parents' room, but was too terrified to form words. My parents saw that I...
Why did I do this? Why? Could have listened to like Monster Mash and crap like that. Like, oh God.
as upset, but when I was finally able to tell them what I saw, my dad got really angry and told me it was just a dream and to go back to bed. I refused and kept crying and screaming until he had enough and snatched my arm and dragged me towards the front door to prove that nothing was there. I kicked and screamed all the way, trying to make him stop, but he kept pulling me. Finally, we got to the door. He unlocked it, swung it open, and said, "See, there's nothing that..." To this day, I have never seen the look of fear and shock that was on his face when that woman turned and stared at both of us, and slowly stood up with the knife. My dad slammed the door shut and got my mom to call the police, while he went and got his gun. He went...
No. Lord have mercy. These 4 days will not go by quick enough. I decided to do this. I'm going to take and follow through with it.
Back to the door with a 12 gauge and cracked the door open enough to stick the barrel out. He asked her what she was doing, and she said, "Somebody killed my husband, but it wasn't me." My dad told her the police were coming, and she freaked out, grabbed the knife, and walked away. The police found her 15 minutes later, trying to break into one of our neighbors' houses. I never slept in the living room again.
Hell no, I wouldn't either. I'm watching this and don't want to be in this room. Thank you very much.
When I was a senior in high school, a bunch of my friends and I used to drive into the hills to drink and get away from our parents. I was the DD one night, designated driver, and drove back 4 of my friends. 2 of the girls were really drunk and started puking, so we pulled over in a park. Both of the girls started puking outside my car doors. Then, this pickup rolled up behind us and had its high beams on us. I thought it was the cops and was just waiting for them to bust us, but the person in the car just stayed there. Eventually, we closed the doors and drove away. The pickup followed us. I started driving faster, and through a neighborhood I knew
Oh, candy
really well,
cane.
taking every turn and starting to speed up. But the pickup kept following us.
Nope. See, that's the kind of stuff right there that apparently just had to be before cell phones. But it's like, not happening, Captain.
Eventually, my friends needed to puke again, and we pulled over. The pickup stopped behind us, and again, just kept its lights on us. I looked through my rearview mirror, and saw an older white guy with a beard. He started reaching for something in his glove compartment.
I promise y'all, I was not him. Just saying.
At that point, I freaked out, and I told my friends to pull my other friends in the car, and floored it. We took a couple of turns and lost the guy. We stayed in a driveway of a random person for like 15 minutes, and then decided it was safe. We turned back onto the main street, and the pickup truck was waiting for us. I drove as fast as I could down the main street, and the pickup kept following us. Eventually, at the bottom of the hill, there was a massive accident, and a bunch of police cars and fire trucks. I started to slow down like I was going to pull over towards the police. The pickup overtook us, ran a red light in front of the cops, and I never saw him again.
So that one wasn't bad. That's one of those, it reminds me of Joyride. Paul Walker. Oh. Come on. Candy cane. Fat guy in a little
Some
coat.
buddies and I went camping by the lake one night. About...
What is it? Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you can't tell, I'm from the country. There's nothing in the world that will make me ever want to take and go camping. Why am I going to spend all this money to act like I'm broke? It's never made sense to me. There's one thing, you can go find a cabin. Like I said, there's a reason why God made hotels. Camping, not so much. Just being honest with you. If I have to, I can. I have been camping before. I just don't care for it.
At 1:30 a.m., we heard some rustling in the bushes and just figured it was a rabbit or something. Went over to check it out. Found nothing. About 1:35 a.m., a huge pickup truck that was lifted and blaring out loud music drove by on a dirt road, really, really slowly, shining a huge police-grade spotlight on me and
They're looking
my
for
friends.
deer.
The truck burned out and kept driving. So, my best friend and I decided to drive up the road and see if we spot anything unusual about the truck. We get to the main road, and there are probably 7 or 8 cop cars, lights flashing, and 2 or 3 ambulances. We stop and turn around, and I swear, like a damn horror film, a cop pecks on my window with his flashlight out of nowhere. He asks what we're doing. We told him we were camping and told him about the truck. He says, well, you boys might want to camp somewhere else. We'd had a triple homicide here and haven't located the suspect. Friend says, so should we be scared? Like a damn idiot. And the cop says, and I quote, well, I'm not scared, but there are 20 officers here and we all have guns. I said, yes sir, and tore off back down to the campsite. Best friend called the rest of our buddies and told them to pack up the gear, not to ask questions, and that we had to get out. We literally threw 2 fully pitched tents in the back of one of our trucks and got the hell out of there.
I think I would too. That's just, yeah, no. I don't think that would set well with me neither. Just saying.
The cops located the killer about 30 minutes later at our campsite. A few years ago, I was in a very dark place emotionally. I had these episodes where I just lay in bed wanting to die. Sometimes, when I was alone, I would verbalize my feelings, cry out loud, etc. It was really pathetic, but it made me feel better. Creepiest thing happened during one of these episodes. I was laying in my bed, in a pitch black room. My husband was away for work for a month, so I was feeling very alone and abandoned. Not at all the case at the time, but, like I said, dark place. So, I was saying things like, I wish I had someone to talk to.
Why did I get goosebumps when I took and read that before he said that? Because you don't ever say stuff like that because then you take and give something the reason to do so. Jesus God.
Why am I always alone, etc. I heard something start to move in the corner of the room. Something big. A person, taking a few steps in place. Floor creaking, shuffling, instant terror.
Fuck yeah.
The sound only stopped when I threw the blankets over my head and begged to be left alone. I have no idea what it was, and I don't ever want to know.
Hell no!
I'm very careful what I wish. If you're looking for more amazing...
Why? Why? I'm gonna be like my 9-year-old daughter here for the next couple of days because I'm watching stuff like this. Holy hell. Goosebumps. And they weren't even that bad. So. No, I'm not afraid of the dark for anybody that's wondering because yeah, I got the light on. Not afraid of the dark. It's what's in the dark. Case in point. Yeah, some of the stuff with it, with it being real life stuff, The first story, that sounds like some people that were looking to cause some harm because they knew a woman was there with a kid. The second story, oh hell to the no, that gives me ibby jibbies. Just saying, that's like, it's dark out here right now, and I got a window and it's dark. I don't even want to look over at it right now. Third story, not as bad. Fourth story, kind of weird. This, Nope. Nope. Well then, this ought to be fun for the next couple days, at least for y'all. Oh, Jesus Christ. Still. Ugh. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, notification bell. Y'all taking me good to each other. Love yourselves. Peace.